everyone, here to do a talk through of this journal, which is basically just becoming a book of good thoughts and some art to accompany the good thoughts. This surface feels really nice when you write on it, so I colored in these peacock feather detailing a little bit. It also says journal right here, which I think is kind of funny. Obviously it's a journal. It's just a regular lined journal that I have decided to turn into something a little bit more interesting and thoughtful, I guess. Put it up. There's more of the peacock feathers. And on this first page, it says, "There's no limit on imagination. It's an endless quest for whatever's next, and I'm never going to stop searching." So, that sort of kind of describes the rest of this book, I think. And there's a peacock feather in the corner of the page on every right-hand page. So, the first page was very carelessly done a bit. I've got some photos from magazines. This photo is from Time magazine, and this one is from National Geographic. I saved, when we have a lot of National Geographics that we want to recycle, so I just cut out the pictures that I want. And you know that if you've watched my show and tell of my other art journal book thing. And so I have here written in watercolors, it says, "Finding comfort in colors, blue, indigo." And I was just sort of experimenting and getting the feel of what I wanted to do with this book at the time, so this is just a very unsatisfactory page layout. The next one got a good thought. It says, "Alone and lonely are two different things. Alone is a circumstance. Lonely is a state of mind." And then I've got this Zentangle type of drawing here. The outline is pen, and then I filled it in with colored pencils. Good Prismacolor colored pencils. Got a little peacock feather of my own at the top. I was at a talk about dinosaurs and fossils when I drew this, and I was coloring it in, and there's this little girl who was watching me the entire time. And at the end, the mom was like, "Sorry, my daughter kept staring at you." I'm like, "It's fine. She appreciates art." Anyways, this one, I love this light webbing, as I call it. And then I have this random quote, mostly because I like this guy's name. It's hard to read upside down, but let's see. Rabindranath Tagore. I cannot read. I don't know, it's like Rabindranath Tagore. I don't know how you say it, but that's an awesome name. It says, I can't read it upside down. Well, the other things, the things that I've written, those are easy because they're written in clear handwriting, and I've read them several times over. So, anyways, so we have more blue. Then here I've got something interesting-ish. It says Belladonna, pretty poison. and for some reason I've always been fascinated with plant names and how you could use plant names for like code names or something. So I was like, if someone was an expert on poisons, she should be called Belladonna. And then this says, because truffula trees are what everyone needs. This was after we came back from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, so. Then more magazine pictures with watercolors around them. These are birds. There was a whole page of birds. I've still got more pictures, but I thought these were super awesome because they're beautiful, colorful birds that you don't see normally in just, you know, regular woods and fields. These are more tropical, oriental type birds. Then I drew this picture of the ocean, these rocks and the sand, this like cross-hatching thing. And then I wrote this poem. It says, the sea, the sea, the sea, calling, ever calling me. The sky, the air, the sand, the sea. The salt on skin, it calls me in. Shivering in the ocean breeze, calling, ever calling me, ever onward to the sea. And yes, that's I kind of memorized it. I wrote that first on Instagram with a picture of the sea, and then I decided to copy it into here because it fit. And we've got more birds. Can't quite tell by the shape of them. This is quite a thin magazine page, so when I glued it down it kind of made wrinkles, but I rather like that. For some reason, and another bird here. And then I did like watercolor specklies on this page because I felt like it. Then this is the real outline of my hand. The heart. It's like holding a heart. And then these are the lyrics of a song that I like. And here we've got, this is the moon, and this is the moon up here. And this is a picture of Saturn. Again, thin magazine page, so wrinkled up, but I like that. And I wrote lunar beauty at the top here. And it's sort of monochromatic, and I rather like that. So the idea was that I would do every other page pictures, rather with pen and pencil, or with magazines, and every other page would be words. So we've just got a picture of a guy with dotty lines, or dashed lines around him. This thought is, something must exist to doubt that which might not exist, which is basically a rephrasing of Rene Descartes' I think, therefore I am. Meaning, I have to exist in order to doubt whether this journal exists or not. So, yeah, it's one of my more profound thoughts, I guess. I don't have too many of those. And this is Lavender Field, this path through it. Love lavender flowers. This is my very casual lavender field of my own. And then this is a quote by this guy, Unique Swain, one of my favorite quotes. It says, every other color is just a color, but purple seems to have a soul. When you look at it, it seems to be looking back at you. and I promise you that that is not the original quote completely. It's slightly paraphrased. I couldn't quite remember it, and I didn't want to look it up. I just put it in the way I remembered it. So. And then this page is dedicated to art and beauty, thinking about that, good thoughts about art and beauty. So I can't really read my cursive handwriting upside down, but these are just various thoughts and definitions of art and beauty that I thought of when we were doing the art module in college, which was the last one that we spent in Italy. And I had written them down in my phone. In this like notes thing, so yeah, I won't read all of it, but yeah. Then this beautiful picture of a horse going through the fire. I believe this is in Spain, if I'm not mistaken. It's from National Geographic. Got this flame that I drew that I stuck onto watercolors here. But there's some sort of tradition. I think it's in Spain. Could be mistaken. I could totally be mistaken. But some sort of tradition where they like get the horses wet and then they run them, like jump them through fire, which is insane, but okay. And then I've got some writing, some musings about fire. It says, after the burning comes the learning. That's the first one. And the second one is, you made it through the fire, you can weather the storm. The last one says, after the fire, suddenly the dark isn't so bad. So just 3 thoughts on fire and the metaphor it can be. This one's got some decorative-y stuff. And then we've got water. And this is a picture with an orca, aka a killer whale. This is from Time magazine. And again, it's kind of wrinkly, so it makes some sounds. I don't know if you can really hear it, it's kind of quiet. And then I went over it with some watercolors. I like flicked blue on it. And 2 thoughts. First thought is, don't walk around with your head on backwards. You'll trip over your own feet. And that's from when a friend told me that maybe the reason I was having some problems, like understanding how to deal with anxiety or to like understand my situation or my emotions at the time, because it might be because I was walking around with my head on backwards, meaning that I wasn't looking forwards. I was being distracted by too many things instead of actually, if I, kept my head straight forward, then I would be able to see where I was going, so to speak. And then this is one of my favorite things that I ever came up with. It's kind of a motto and goal for me. And it's that passion doesn't just belong in the heart, it also belongs in the hands. Meaning, of course, it's no good just to enjoy something, be passionate about something inside. You should translate it to the outside. So, yeah. And then this combination of 2 pictures. This is a volcano. And I think it's so pretty. The sky, the gradient of colors here, you can see. And then I did some watercolors to join the two pictures. And this is a meteor shower. I've never seen a meteor shower, but I would love to see one. This is an unfinished page that I kind of gave up on because I messed up. Like, the letters got all wobbly, but it says, "Time is the constant. You're the one who keeps changing." People like say that things around them keep changing, and so it's hard to adjust. But often it's just that, you know, your environment can change, but there's some things that just keep going, that are just steady. You're the one that is more volatile with emotions and whatnot. And this one is pride, period. Ouch, that hurt. You know, pride goes before a fall, sort of thing. It's boring. And then I've got this beautiful picture of bamboo forest. These stairs going up into the forest. Beautiful green, and then brown and white. This mountain face, I did brown around it. Brown watercolors. And it's just a very earthy set of pages. This also is one of my favorite things that I came up with. It says, contemplation makes the soul feel small, but not insignificant. Instead, it is realized to be significant because it cares. So when you're thinking about the whole world and the universe and everything that's out there and all those people, it can make you feel very small, but it doesn't render you insignificant. Actually, you know, because you're able to think about those things, because you are able to care and to ponder and wonder about things, that's what makes you significant. Because you still have a soul, you still are part of that world, you know. Single thoughts can change whole worlds. And then this one has an X over it. Not because I dislike it, but because it goes with the theme, and it says, "When in doubt, say the wrong thing. Then, learn from your mistakes." And that's me, because it's just something I tend to do anyways. I'm like, well, I might as well just say what's on my mind, and if it's too awkward, people think that's rude, then they can tell me. But the thing is, people don't really tell me. They just brush it off, like, oh, that's Meg. Oh, she says stuff like that. And then they don't correct me, and then I end up offending people later on. It's quite unhelpful. This is, I believe this is, like, volcanic, like rock, like after it's hardened. I can't remember. But I thought it was a beautiful picture, and so I put it in. Sideways. It got a little wrinkly, but I don't know, I like it when it gets wrinkly. I like it. And then there's the sky and this pool here. Look, it's like a well for seeing the future or something. Then got this funky doodle here. It says indigo. And I was experimenting with these triangle thingies. And then over here it says, "Life is bumpy." Or maybe you're walking crookedly. Or both. Both could be true. With indigo again. That's just how, like, people make up excuses about problems or something. But maybe they're not excuses. Maybe it's a little bit of both. Something like that. Then I've got blank pages here saved for putting magazine pictures in. Because I do a lot more writing than putting magazine pictures in, because that requires more time and glue, and this stuff I can just do anywhere, the writing. So this one says, "It's okay to reach for the stars. Just remember your feet are on the ground." Meaning it's totally okay to have dreams. Just as long as you remember you are actually in reality. And I have a whole spiel about dreams and how it's totally okay to have dreams. Like, it really is okay to have dreams, but that's a discussion for another time. This one, my friend really liked this one. Another, like, kind of promise / goal of mine that says, I want to create beautiful things and share them. I want to create good feelings and share them. That's what I would like to do with my art and my writing. Create beautiful things and good feelings and share it with people. More space for pictures. It says wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff. Yeah. And then this is like a very interesting time vortex thing. Yeah. It looks kind of like a rose-ish, but it's supposed to be a rose time vortex thing. And this is blah 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 pages. And this is I was painting, and this is the leftover paint. I like dabbed my fingerprints all over it. Yeah. And this one says, life is not waiting for God, it's walking with God. You don't have to like that. This one says, get me up, get me out, get me up, get me out, a bajillion times. I don't remember exactly what I was feeling that day, but I was feeling annoyed with my current situation. This says, don't let the darkness win, fight back, shine bright, which is like lame, but still true. And this is funky darkness broken by bright colors. I don't know what it is. I just decided to do a broken-y drawing. I like these two a lot. These are on Instagram. So this is just something. I've got flames, I've got lotus flower petal things, I've got leafy stuff, I've got mandala type stuff, I've got everything in here that I like to draw, and it's just all the colors. And here I've got this leaf, stylized leaf, with some orange thrown in for contrast. So yeah, I really like this one. This is lyrics for something. I just wrote some lyrics. It says, I think I'm losing my mind and falling out of touch. I'm losing sense of time and falling out of love. The world is spinning round and round. My head is bouncing up and down. Yeah, I'm losing my mind. And then this doesn't have a whole lot on it. It's got this funky, not even a heart, red thingy. What does this say? You make my heart beat and something cannot be. What does that say? You make my heart beat and then you leave and I'm left bleeding and my heart no longer beats. Wow, that is depressing. I don't even think I was depressed when I wrote that. I just drew this thing and then wrote stuff to go along with it. So yeah, I write depressing stuff when I'm not depressed. Just because it if I get something poetic in my head, I will write it down. And it will sound like I'm really depressed, but I'm not. I remember one time I wrote a semi-depressing post on Facebook and everybody freaked out and thought that I was like suicidal and stuff. And I was like, whoa, no, that is not what I meant. And it took some convincing. that was it was very weird. I was really surprised by like these random people that I know, but I'm just like, why would you think that? I've got this really cool heart with like the veins and arteries going. I really like the way I did that. I don't do a whole lot of art with so much negative space. I'm trying to do more art with negative, the white space. I like to fill everything in. Ooh, this is one of my favorites too. It says, politeness and respect are two different things. I'm very adamant about this. Politeness is obligation to etiquette. Respect is obligation to character. And the continuation of that quote, or of that thought, would be, politeness doesn't have to be genuine, it just has to be. But respect, with respect, you know, if it's not genuine, what's the point? You can see I've got watercolor on my fingers now. It says, be yourself, preferably your best self. Yes, I believe in that be yourself thing, that's real. You should be yourself, but not, you know, yourself at your worst. You should be the best self that you can be, you know. Be yourself is not an excuse to be crappy to people. Be yourself is, if you want to be yourself, you should be your best self. Yeah? And this says, what is it? It's hard to read cursive writing upside down, right? Yeah, it is. It's easy to be a good hypocrite. And that's really talking to myself because I'm such a good hypocrite. And then we're getting, I think this is the second to last pages. This one says, this time I'll be bulletproof. Nothing to lose, fire away, fire away. So that's a combination between the song Bulletproof and the song Titanium. I don't know who the Bulletproof song is by, I can't remember. But this one is David Guetta and Sia, right? Sia? Don't remember. This one says, only, ever, always yours. I can't believe I get to call you mine. I don't actually have someone that I get to call mine. I mean, like, not romantically. But I thought it was a good thought. Anyways. And then this is, nope, not quite the last one. I forgot I had so much. This is, what is this? Oh, these are more lyrics to a song that I like a lot, but I won't read them. And this says, that's also lyrics? Yeah. It says, I need your hurt, I need your pain, it's not love any other way. I like that because it means that loving someone also means sharing the bad things, not just sharing the good things. Because love wants to help shoulder pain and depression and whatever. It's actually harder. If you love someone, you want to like shield them from the bad stuff, right? But it's actually harder for the other person to watch you go through bad stuff than to help you bear the bad stuff. Yeah. And this is lyrics, and this is incorrect lyrics because I did them out of order. I mean, they're still part of the song, but they're all out of order. This is the lyrics, and I'm not going to read all of that. But it's like a 7-minute long song, and I really like it. Yeah. And I thought about continuing it, but probably not. Then drawing again after such a long time. Proper drawing, kind of, and I haven't finished filling it in. I do mean to finish filling it in. I've got burgundy up here and blue down here, and I want to fill in all these little thingies and the big thingies, but I just haven't yet because I haven't worked on this in a while. And then this is a conversation between the random antagonist and me, and it's about how people who don't have anxiety don't understand people who have anxiety, and that it's having anxiety is a lot like being trapped behind a wall, an invisible wall that nobody else can see, and so they can't understand why you're not moving forward, and you're trying to tell them that there's a wall, and they're like, no, there's not a wall, and it can be kind of frustrating. So that's what this is. And there we go. That's the last. There's the ribbon. So that's the last page that I've done. If you look at it, I've done like 2/3, gone through 2/3 of this journal, which is amazing. Never made it quite so far. I have finished all of one journal in my entire life. And that took me a whole year of persistence and dedication to make myself finish that thing. Anyways, so maybe in a future video I will show you me making a page of this. I'm always writing down things. If I think of something like, hey, that's a good thought, then I write it down, either on my laptop or in my phone, or whatever journal I have with me at the time. So maybe I will. Would you like me to do that? I'd like to do that with you. I love doing art videos. It's a little bit tricky to find the best angle to film, but I love art and I love to share it with people. As I said, I like to create beautiful things and share them. I like to create good feelings and share them. And ASMR is about good feelings, isn't it? So that was my thought and art journal, and I hope you guys enjoyed and were relaxed, and there weren't a lot of tingles or like soundy tingles, but I hope you enjoyed and were relaxed to some extent. Anyways, so I love you guys, and I will see you when I see you in the next video. I'm trying to post more frequently. You might have noticed. Anyways, I really do love you guys, so bye!